Okay, guys, we're going to try and do turn 44, I think. 44, 45, and 46. Um, so there's something. Okay, we'll actually go a little more slowly here because I'm not recording this one for the second time. So alteration 6 means darkness. So I'm switching over to enchantment 6 to go for enchantment 7 for life after death. We've got some blood slaves. Always got to hunt blood slaves because we need to send them all to Utgard. And yeah, let's do things from the strategic map here. So starting in this part of the world, yeah. um, so I decided I could use these poisoners to actually like raid if I use swarm, and it works. It works really well. Like nature ones with gems can easily raid. This probably isn't a good use of nature gems unless I have an excess. And thankfully, uh, I've scripted these guys um, to save gems for the next combat. And lo and behold, of course, there is a second combat, which we win because the stats on these guys is just terrible. 5 attack, 3 defense, and the stats on these guys is not as bad. And that's the kind of stat difference that makes a difference. Amazing, amazing. Yeah, and then we might as well watch this. This should just be PD, I'm pretty sure. Although it's a lot of PD. Oh no, it's not PD? Shadow Blast coming in. That's a little expensive. Am I gonna cast Shadow Blast again? There's some Banefire. Oh yeah, here's some more Shadow Blast coming in. More Banefire lighting up the map. Okay. What was the actual, like, what actually happened there? Oh, there's Serpent Cataphracts and Palantanes, plus a PD dump. Okay, so we lost some more Tomb Chariots. Fort is not popped, because we don't have enough siege strength here. There's 355, which he must have a lot of stuff in here. And then these happened. So, sorry, I wasn't going to do this, but right here, Dire Portent, Sea Horseman of Death, Ruler of Relay. He who gives advice to the Horse Statue of Conquest. Has cast a global enchantment. The global enchantment, the one without a description there, is Vengeful Water. So Vengeful Water gives a chance of a water elemental attacking, but because Illwinter's up and the entire map is cold, they're all going to be ice elementals. So the chance of elemental attacking is 5% plus Dominion times 2%. And it only works in his Dominion. But this is in his Dominion. It's Dominion Strength 7, which is why I got hit by all of these ice elementals. Now, ice elementals tend not to kill Sauromancers. I talked about that last episode. But they do kill my other leaders. Okay, there's more raids. Relay taking land. Hair of Seraph, but is counter-raided by Relay. He put troops there. Well played, sir. Little raiding here. Raiding. Now, the trouble with this, so he can raid here, that's fine. He takes it, but... Oh. Oh, he does take it. I was thinking, why isn't he getting assassinated? Oh, sorry, assassination attempts on allies. I don't actually see that, but he's probably losing... Oh no, it does show it here. Yeah, so he raids successfully. But because Vengeful Waters is going up, he's going to be losing all kinds of his Harab Seraphs. Like, that's who he's raiding with, is these mages. And like anywhere where there's half decent Dominion, he's going to get attacked. So we're pretty fortunate these guys have low Dominion here. Not sure exactly why that is. Like maybe there's events and fertility cults and things. But like over here, he's getting hit. It's not as bad as my hit, but I also have a lot more commanders here. So you'll see a lot more guys get hit in my territory. Relay is raiding. There's some like raiding going on right in the middle of the map here. The Ghost King's coming to help out. Gonna hopefully clear out these water provinces for us. He was there, then he disappeared, and he would have been here or here, and then he goes here. So this guy has map move 33. That's a lot. Like I don't even know. I can't see, right? Need to enable map move. It's like Control M. Map move. Control T, transfer units. Okay, I'm going to try a few more times and then I'm going to give up. I think I've got the wrong filter. Okay, I don't know. 33 is a lot. That's all that matters. No movement here. No raiding, no counter raiding. Looks like Patel is coming in to take out some stuff from Sebulba. Atlantis backed off. I got raided here by Bivouacs. Bogarus coming in. Oh, here we go. So this is that army of chaff. It has map move 2, like it can move 2 provinces. This is an army from Utgard. Utgard has a lot of units here. And he also has like actual mage support. So depending on what he casts, he's just going to stomp this. Bloodletting. He's casting Bloodletting? Interesting. Another Bloodletting. I guess maybe he figures he's just got more HP than the other guy. Oh, well, yeah. Shadow Blasts are effective. Okay. So yeah, lots of Leos die, lots of Center Cataphracts die, Vine Ogres die. The Pans don't. Fairly minimal losses here for Utgard. This is a big PD dump, though, this many Huskarls. Yeah, PD 45, so that's expensive. Raga attacking here. Utgard attacking there. Okay, let's go to turn 44. It's interesting how, like, as the game goes on, there's like this late mid-game lull that happens pretty consistently, where there's actually like less activity as you go later in the game. Picks up again in the late game, like the late game. Yeah, lots of assassinations. I don't actually know this one. It feels like a remote attack. We've got some chaff here. This has changed hands, so Arithia took it, and now Relay is taking it back. Looks like we raided with Empoisoners here, and I'm going to split them, and I think pay for it with my life next turn. Looks like Phlegra here is fighting back. This is definitely within Phlegra's sphere of influence, so I'm going to watch that next turn. We still don't pop this fort. We're dealing with assassinations all over the place. Bringing more Siege Chaff in, 183. Raiding and counter raiding. Yeah, lots of raiding and counter raiding. What's going on here though? Van Hurst. Okay, so the trouble with what's going on now though is we can't really be anywhere near Midgard. So Calum, even though he was winning that war, actually needs to let up the pressure from Midgard in order to not lose his mages to Vengeful Waters. So he's got to back up and focus on pushing his Dominion. Calum does have issues with his Dominion. So if we look at Calum, it's going to be Priest 2, Priest 1, just a Priest 2 here, just these Harab Elders. They're cap only, and they have a lot of paths that you really wouldn't want to use them to breach with. So it makes it a pain getting your Dominion up and pushing out your scales as Calum. Like we have decent Dominion as a team. We have Dominion Strength 8, which is important, but we don't actually have a lot of push in that area. One of the issues we had with this game is our Utgard player didn't build temples, which you would think doesn't really matter because Utgard doesn't need temples to recruit any of his units. So if we look at Pretenders of the World, Utgard, not sacred, not sacred, not sacred, sacred, but what is he going to do? Lead troops. Sacred, but what is he going to do? Lead troops. Sacred, what's he going to do? Lead troops. Like these are not essential commanders. So he's only ever built a temple in his like capital. Sorry, he started with the temple in his capital, and he didn't build any temples over here. Now, so it doesn't matter for recruitment, but it does matter for scales push and dominion push. Now, he's missing his dominion here, which would be really good and boost this province to be quite valuable if he has dominion here. Same thing here, although I think he's suffering from a vent. Yeah, it's a fertility cult, so this needs to be patrolled out anyway. But this is low dominion, this is low dominion, and that's fine. He has this dominion here. He gets the bonus of having the dominion. Not a big deal, except for the way temple checks work. So each of these temples generates a check. Each of our gods generates a check, and we have a throne here, which is generating a check. The check means you get a dominion spread chance. Just in general, like not specifically in the province with the temple, but it can be around the province as well. It's most likely to happen close to the province. So you get a dominion check if the check succeeds and your dominion candle goes up by 1. And it's the same thing with other players' dominions. Like you get your checks, and like the check can happen here, and he could diminish our candles by 1, and our check could happen here, and this candle goes up by 1. So the problem with him not having temples is that dominion checks from Calum, who's like trying hard to push his dominion, and me, who I'm trying hard to push my dominion. Some of our temple checks are going over here to like help out Utgard's lack of temple checks. Because you can't have dominion higher than your max dominion. So any place I have 8 dominion, that by definition gets a spread farther away. So I have something like this. This place has a chance of getting it, but it's most likely going around it. And like it can be 2 away, it can be 3 away, like it can be any distance. So it is kind of hurting us not having temples in these provinces. I should say it's hurting us a lot because we have Wrath of God, and the higher dominion we can get, the more damage Wrath of God will do. Now, I'm still working hard with the other 2 players to push our dominion, so our dominion is going to keep going up, but it could be going up a lot faster if Utgard was on board. So get some rating here, get some rating here. Okay, Ghost Orb and Skull Staff. Ghost Orb and Skull Staff. there's a lot of gems committed here. And it doesn't look like there's any gem usage triggered. Okay. Supply is 124 out of 138. It's really hard to siege this down with a limited supply without supply items. Like this is a citadel. It's got 500 wall integrity. Astropelagus popping in. No other action over here. No action here. Sweet. Let's go to turn 46. I really need to look at my outgoing messages. Maybe we'll start with that, unless there's some weird messages in this one. Dire Portent. Oh dear. Might as well read this because it's awesome. This is the global, and it kind of defines the game. So, a dire portent. From time to time, seers skilled in the astral ways are visited by terrible dreams of the coming atrocity. An atrocity that will pour poison into the very veins of magic, pollute the astral wellsprings, and call upon the slaves of unreason to prey upon seers, sages, and sorcerers alike. That atrocity has now been committed. Not a monolith, I promise. The Most High, the brilliant God, the Afterthought, has performed an impure sacrifice of unheard magnitude. Using the power of blood, he has twisted the fabric of magic itself, filling it with the impure energies upon which the slaves of unreason feast. The sooth and doomsayers wail and cry that this must be that terrible time of which the prophecies speak. The time when no magic can be safely practiced save for the impure path of blood. The time that ushers in the rule of not a monolith, I promise. The time of the reign of blood. With with one blow, not a monolith, I promise, has crippled much of your forces. Your loyal mages brood useless in their towers, dreading when the most basic of charms, even trying the most basic of charms. Your seers and soothsayers dare not gaze too long into the void, lest they find eyes in the void gazing back at them. Such arrogance from the upstart Marignon. Has not a monolith, I promise, forgotten the treaty in which this abomination was forbidden? Your path is clear. Purify the world from this taint. Cleanse the world of this corruption. Wash the world pure with the blood of not a monolith, I promise. Not a monolith, I promise, is the pretender whose team casts this. And that is astral corruption, guys. That is astral corruption, and we are going to be dealing with that for the rest of the game. I think turn 80 is Cataclysm. Cataclysm is like an astral corruption, and I suspect that astral corruption is just going to stay up until then. Unless someone can actually kill Marignon, which is like, I don't know if I even want that. So yeah, let's take a look at the little battles. The astral corruption doesn't really go into effect the turn it's cast. It's not like Vengeful Waters in that way. So I actually successfully got off all my spells last turn and all my forging. It affects spells and forging. This doesn't work. The issue with this is flying. I should have thought of that. I didn't know it was Zot's defense though. Maybe it might have been Caveman. Could have worked. Fort here is under siege. This is a crossbow province, so I've been recruiting crossbows here and then slowly shipping them back in. This is a crossbow province too. Getting raided here from Relay, that's just life. This is a special monsters attack from Illwinter. So this guy pops onto my fort, but he's not permanent. So he will kill everything here. But when I look at the province itself, there's nothing on it, and the PD gets set to 0 because the PD dies, and I just put the PD back on. Yeah, counter raiding here with the Sorrowmancer is going to get these 2 water provinces back. The Ghost King pops on here, so the Ghost King come to help out a bit. He has a lot of experience stars. That's part of why the defense is so high. He's getting Mind Blasted all to heck. Yeah, there's a whole Mind Blast squad back here. But his magic resistance is 30 with Iron Will, which makes him pretty much the perfect thug for fighting Relay. This guy can handle near infinite amounts of Relay stuff. So, like, his protection's 30. He's got damage resistance. These guys only hit for 22. So even though they could harass him down potentially, but they don't because they don't have cold resistance. And he's got a massive chill aura. And yeah, he just chips through. Starting to get a lot of kills on next to this guy. Slave Priest hit us up here. We finally popped it. Maybe we should just watch the next turn too. I don't even know if I have turn 47. We'll look. Van Jarl coming in hot. Raiding and counter raiding. The god is back, the Bog Mummy. This is now all Midgards again. Like, all this counter raiding just disappears, right? Because we can't really fight into Vengeful Water. We can't overcast Vengeful Water now either because Astral Corruption's gone up. Raiding here. Gotta be careful there. What's going on this side of the map? Something happened on the cap. That would just be an event. Bivouac fighting here. This is I'm pretty sure a Bogarus remote attack spell. Not 100% certain on that because I think he's using. I think he's summoning these basically horrors, like underwater horrors. I think he's sending horror underwater or something like that, and then he can just send a commander to grab the province. Little raid. Bogarus attacked and won. Yeah, he's got a fair few mages there. So this is an issue. So these guys are fine. These guys are fine. This guy's a thug. I don't know. We're gonna have to watch the thug. I'm gonna watch the thug. I'm less concerned about the other guys. All of these units here, this is really interesting. So these Astropelagists get fixed paths, right? 2 air, 1 astral. With 2 pearls, he can do Power of the Spheres, 3 air, and then he can actually get a couple air elementals out of these guys. So that's what he's doing with the pearls. Now, Power of the Spheres takes 100 fatigue, which is why the 2 pearls. Or maybe he's anticipating 2 fights, I'm not sure. Seems weird. There's a Lantern Shield over here on that guy. Let's watch Atlantis' stuff. Okay, Stygian Skin. He's just getting his natural protection up. Okay, we've got Natural Rain and Wailing Winds. We've got Darkness now. I want to fight in the darkness, so Quicken Self here. The Air Elementals are coming in. So fighting Air Elementals. What is an Air Elemental and why do people struggle with them? Oh, I'm not going to be able to click on one here. Can I click on this? No. We'll have to wait until the Air Elementals land. So people struggle with Air Elementals because they're ethereal, they've got decent defense, and they trample. They're size 6. They have no hit points. Like none. 14. The best, like, one-on-one counter for an Air Elemental is a Fire Elemental. They're ethereal, so magic weapons cut through them. They trample, so the only defense for trample is defense. And the best way to get defense is a spell called Quickening, which you can cast with water. And Quickening also increases your number of attacks. Oh, Stygian Reigns has gone off here. That's good. So Quickening also increases the number of attacks you're getting and would just slice through these things. So yeah, as these things land, just chop to bits. These ice guards all have magic weapons. So chopped to bits. Now, these guys don't have magic weapons. They're invulnerable. These guys do have magic weapons. They're also invulnerable. So when you look at this guy's protection, his actual protection is just from the body armor. It's just the 18. Whereas these guys get the 15 from their current natural protection plus their armor, which is excellent because it's cold. So yeah, I think one of the Angakocks suicided in already. And yeah, these guys would be completely asleep right now. Yeah. So this is like super gem efficient. They spend 4 air gems making air elementals, but he just sets it up so they just completely fall asleep. These guys I think are asleep as well. Yeah, fatigue 100, fatigue 165. The other buff that's going up here is darkness, so attack skill and defense skill is -6 for those guys, whereas these guys have dark vision 50. This guy's crippled, so it's a bad example. There we go, 9 and 12, because they don't take quite the same penalty. So it looks like a couple of Angakocks died. Yeah. Oh, you might kill these. No, they all run. So maybe a couple died on the retreat, but it's unlikely. So this is actually a loss for Atlantis. These Meliadruzina are quite replaceable. None of the mages got killed, and he lost 4 turns of cap recruitment here on a very expensive mage chassis. So not ideal. And he should pull back next turn, and I think he doesn't. And the issue I have with him not pulling back is he's risking items. Let's just see if there's other useful battles here. No, he's just patrolling. That's fine. Yeah, let's go turn 47. We'll see if it's here. If not, I'll call it for an episode. I'm gonna guess it's not here though. Yeah, it looks like I'm missing turns 47 and 48. I'll just spoiler alert for turn 49. Just because I want to see. Yep. So I am missing turns 47 and 48. All that matters is we killed a whole bunch of relay stuff, we killed a whole bunch of Pythium stuff, and we're just gonna march on forward into Pythium's cap circle. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch up later. Bye.